Aston Villa against Liverpool. It promised so much, but it's not over, Nubaid. It's not over. Liverpool for the title? Question mark?
Hey, if the other two lose, who knows, eh?
Come on. Got to keep believing. We've got a big game here between Aston Villa and Liverpool, and the big thing here is that Villa obviously have had one hell of a season. Actually, it came out today, the Player of the Year nominees, one of which being Ollie Watkins. Just a quick one on that. Do you think he should be winning it this year, or do you think it's someone else?
I think it's a great story. I think no one expected Ollie Watkins to have the season he's had. But unfortunately, you've got City going for a title. You've got Foden and Haaland in there. I feel like Foden might win it just because of Man City are probably going to win the title, and Foden has had his... I don't want to say breakout season, but Foden's had his season in which he's been the man for Manchester City. Yeah. So that's a better story than Ollie Watkins. But Ollie Watkins has had a great season. I mean, I get it. Like, he always gets given to the... someone from the team that wins a league. But why have nominees then? You're not wrong. Whoever's won it. Which could be Liverpool, of course, if they win both their games. In terms of Liverpool, you had a little spicy take before we started recording here. Talking about Quansah, who has had a breakthrough season this year. Actually didn't get nominated as one of the young players of the year.
I mean, most of the young players are over the age of being younger.
True. But you're really, really impressed with him. You think he's got a bright future?
Yeah, I mean, when he came into the team at the start of the season, I sort of thought, I didn't know a lot about him because he's been on loan. I've heard a few things. People said he's got a very good physique. Physically, he's there, but maybe not switched on enough. I think people will look back to say the United game where he made a mistake, and I think Atalanta made a mistake, but he's a kid. But I look at England centre-back options, and I know we're not talking about England specifically, but I do think if we're taking Jared Branthwaite and we're taking Lewis Dunk, who probably won't play that much, it's probably more valuable to take someone like Jarrell Quansah. I think athletically he's unbelievable. Also in possession, won't get mentioned a lot, but he's definitely more comfortable than Gomez at centre-back in possession, definitely more comfortable than Matip, and these guys have won a Premier League title, so I'm surprised he's played, I think, 18 plus games this season, over half a season. It's very impressive for a guy that age. Quite
a pressurised position there as well, both sort of once you've lost the ball, but even in possession as well, because I think teams will be knowing that you're trying to get the ball to Salah or to Trent. In terms of this game, it looks like Villa have kind of got Champions League pretty much sewn up. But in terms of winning this one, the travel back from a big European night, a huge one. We saw it last week, the game against Brighton. They didn't look themselves. They looked a bit leggy. Do you think that's going to be a factor in this one?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like travel, especially when you play on a Thursday, playing on a Sunday, is difficult for any team. And with Aston Villa that have such a small squad with the amount of injuries that they have, there's some players that are coming back. But again, we look back to the game against Brighton, they didn't look good. And even though they didn't have to win that game and the top four was pretty much sewn up, this is a Liverpool team that have had a bit of a stumble, but are starting to cook again in a bit. We saw against Spurs, they looked quite good. So I feel like Liverpool will go into this game being the stronger team, and Aston Villa will have their hearts and minds set on someplace else.
How much can you take from that result against Tottenham? Because Tottenham are conceding a lot of goals at the moment. But stylistically, in terms of having a high line, that is something that Aston Villa have done quite regularly.
Yeah, I think this game really suits Trent, as the Spurs game did. There was a lot of times Liverpool were giving him the ball and almost going and just hit diags, because obviously when a team presses, especially a Villa or a Spurs, you don't press in a flat four, you press on one side of the pitch. So Liverpool were dragging the ball out to Robertson, Spurs were going that way and then getting it over to Trent as fast as possible, getting everyone over there and then switching it over. It was a theme of the game for about 60 minutes. And then Liverpool just did what Liverpool do this season, just decided, hey,
let's make a game of it.
Yeah, why not? People are bored. So yeah, I mean, as I said before we started recording, I was sort of looking at this game about 3 weeks ago going, if we win this one, whoa, like the titles went on. And not to say the title's off, by the way. Fulham beat City and Arsenal lose City. Like, hey, we're dreamers here,
Why not?
But yeah, like, you have to fancy Liverpool for this one. Villa, with the squad they've got and the injuries, I mean, I've just looked at Camara, Buendia, Mings, Ramsey, Tielemans is a doubt, Zaniolo's a doubt, Morgan Rogers is injured. McGinn, who's just played so much football this season, and obviously Ollie Watkins, like we mentioned.
In terms of Liverpool, obviously the disappointment of the last, I guess, month and the title race not sort of coming to fruition, or not at least taking it to that final day. Do you now start to look at the future and think about, it looks like Arne Slot is coming through and in, and there's going to be a big change to Liverpool and possibly a new generation coming in terms of Harvey Elliott and Cody Gakpo, both played really well against Spurs. Harvey Elliott got himself a goal and assist, 5 key passes 4 shots. Cody Gakpo with 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 shots and 2 key passes. I mean, I could talk about Harvey Elliott all day long. I absolutely
I was going to say, when he was on loan at Blackburn, I think we did a show around that time and you said get him back, he's like the best player in the league or something.
Yeah, he was miles ahead. Miles ahead. It was horrible. You know, being a QPR fan. And then I think also the under-21s, it's one where he's just far and above everyone else. And so as he continues to grow in a great team, I think he's got that little captaincy, like sort of leadership element to him as well. I think so. Say with Trent, you've seen his mentality a year ago and now. I think you see that difference. You know, him being that vice captain. I think Elliott has some of those ingredients to be sort of this generation's kind of brave leader, like an Odegaard or like those players that go and get on the ball, because it's not about sort of passion like it was before. And I think Harvey Elliott is very, very clever in terms of making things sort of open up in a game of football. Cody Gakpo has had ups and downs though, hasn't he? And you've got someone, even in this game, you've got Darwin Núñez, you feel like it would be maybe one for him with, being able to get in behind. But the Darwin Núñez feeling has sort of wobbled somewhat. So is Cody Gakpo maybe the answer when it comes to Arne Slot and next season?
Cody Gakpo, he's had ups and downs. I remember watching him a lot when he was linked with Manchester United before, saying, is he a striker, is he not? And especially, as you said, the Darwin Núñez, it's kind of died down a bit, especially with Liverpool when they were creating loads of chances and Darwin wasn't hitting them. I liked Cody Gakpo's goal against Spurs. I liked the header. I thought it was a really good header. And if you're going to play number 9 for Liverpool, you need to be good in the air, especially with the light crosses from Trent and Andy Robertson. So I think Cody Gakpo can be that guy. Whether Liverpool go out for getting a striker, I don't think they will, because you still have Núñez and Gakpo, so you kind of have to make it work. I think Gakpo can do it. I'm not sure if he's a natural finisher, and we all know Núñez isn't, but I feel like he might be a better finisher than Núñez in a sense, and I feel like you should try it. If it doesn't work out, so what? Then you'll need to go figure that one out later with Arne Slot. But I liked Gakpo. I think he's a player. I think we saw it during the World Cup as well. He had a good World Cup with the Netherlands, and I thought, you know what, can that translate to a Liverpool team? If Liverpool have a style of football, I thought Gakpo can be that guy for Liverpool.
Okay. In the comments, guys, I want you to answer this question I'm about to ask Nubaid. Nubaid, next year, who will be the main man through the middle? Cody Gakpo or Darwin Núñez?
I think neither. I think Liverpool get forward. Mainly because Arne Slot's number 9 for the previous 2 or 3 seasons typically is a guy who just puts the ball in the back of the net. I don't think that guy's Darwin. Not to say he can't become that guy, but I think like Arne Slot wants to hit the ground running. You're not going to rely on Darwin Núñez. And I think he'll find a different home for Gakpo, not in terms of leaving the club, but in terms of how he fits into Liverpool stylistically. So I think neither, a new number 9. I do feel, though, he'll start both against Villa. I think Darwin plays off the left, Gakpo through the middle, because Diaz has looked absolutely shattered. Score predictions, James?
I think this could be a bit wild. I think it could be like a 3-0 win for Liverpool.
Mad.
I think the pressure's gone for them. I think they can have some fun. They've obviously had the rest out of Europe, and for Villa with the travel, Olympiacos, that's a lot to deal with, and I think it'll be too much. And they're at the bare bones as well. So I think it'll be 3-0 Liverpool. I think.
I'm going to go with 3-1 Liverpool. I do see Liverpool winning this one. I do see them scoring goals, but I feel like Aston Villa will get a goal just because it's at Villa Park, and I feel like the fans would like that.
I mean, you guys clearly ain't watched Liverpool this season. I'm saying 2-2. Doesn't matter how tired or how many air miles someone's clocked up. Liverpool will concede a lot of goals.